On Breslin through until 2:30. Now, Make-A-Wish Ireland, the children's charity, have launched their annual fundraising initiative. It's Wish Week, and it raises awareness and crucial funds to fulfil the wishes of children across Ireland who are battling life-threatening illnesses. Tomorrow is actually Wish Day. But according to new research, every week 13 children in Ireland are diagnosed with a critical illness that makes them eligible for a wish. And the chief executive of Make-A-Wish Ireland is Susan McQuaid O'Dwyer, who joins us now. Susan, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, John. How are you?
Good. This week is very important for the charity. It's a big fundraiser, and it's about creating awareness as well about what you do.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the largest national fundraising event that we hold every year. And that, it's critical, but there's no government funding. So every single wish is granted using the generous donations from the public. So this is the week where we are asking for the public to actually support Make-A-Wish and help us to reach more children who are actually eligible for a wish. As you said yourself there, there's 652 children who are newly diagnosed with a critical illness. And at the moment, Make-A-Wish Ireland is actually reaching 30% of the potential eligible children.
And
so we need to do more. Yeah.
Okay, and that will only be made possible with more funding, and that's what this week is, primarily about, not just awareness, but also about increasing funding. So therefore, there's fundraising, and that's happening through people out with buckets and manning Dunn stores in particular this week.
That's correct. So we've about 43 locations around the country. But equally, if there's a listener there who doesn't see the blue bucket with the Make-A-Wish logo, they can go online and donate online at makeawish.ie.
It's a very simple premise where those that are eligible get in touch with the charity, and then if there's something that they've always hoped for, something that they've always wished that they could do, then you'll do your best to accommodate it.
Yeah, it's totally about the why of the wish. So why is the child asking to be a princess, or to have a party, or, to go to Central Parks? What's the why behind it? And it's quite fascinating when you hear, and it could be as simple as having an iPhone, but that could be that actually, we haven't been in touch with my friends too often because I've been in hospital so often, whereas the iPhone will actually help me to keep in contact. Or to have the princess party because I can have all my friends around with me. So once we've determined the why behind the wish, and the consultant has deemed that the child is eligible, and then equally that the child is able for that wish, that's when we try and create the magic and ensure that the wish is everything that child has imagined, and we're able to create the impact for the entire family. Okay. So to take the family away from the trauma of the illness, the injections, the doctor treatments, and allow the entire family to have fun and to be a family again, smiles, laughter. I mean, one of the things that we are seeing is that, these illnesses take childhood away. Make-A-Wish is trying to bring childhood back.
And to take back some of that, the joy and just the normality of everyday life that will have been missing for so long.
I think, over my years in Make-A-Wish, the resilience, the positivity and the determination of the parents is just pretty incredible. And if you think about it, if the siblings still want play dates, they still want mum and dad's attention. But mum and dad are quite rightly focused on the next 3-day treatment in hospital or how the child is doing. And when Make-A-Wish includes every member of the family, that means that every member of the family can have that fun, that joy, and create the positive memories that last a lifetime. And one of the things we've actually heard from some of the siblings in the past is that the wish child actually becomes the hero in the family.
And when you're creating these wishes for people or making them happen, they don't just happen by luck or by chance. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background to make sure that they happen. You already mentioned there that I suppose one of the first people that you have to talk to is the consultants to make sure that the child is able for it or ready for it.
Sure. So when an application comes in from a family, we have to send that application form out to the child's own consultant, and the consultant deems whether the child is eligible. Once that comes back in, what we start is a process, what we call the wish capture, which is where we have volunteers who will go and talk to the family and specifically the wish child to determine the wish. And once we have determined what the wish is and truly understand the why of it, we then have to send that back to the consultant so the consultant can deem whether the child is actually able for that wish. And then when that comes back, that's when we start going about actually making it happen.
And even at that stage, you're relying on, the goodwill and the help of, it could be maybe a big business or a corporation, it could be a celebrity, to maybe donate their time or something else.
Yeah, I mean, look, the wish granting team here in Make-A-Wish are pretty incredible. We really don't believe in the word no. So, it's a constant request and an ask and seeing if we can get something, half price, or could somebody help, or could someone donate their services or a supply of, for instance, gaming chairs, etc. But it continues to be a tough battle. And, I'd like to express our sincere thanks to the public for their ongoing support, because we know things are tough. We know there's an awful lot of other charities that have some incredible missions as well. But do you know something? There is nothing more special or more rewarding than seeing a child beaming from ear to ear. And you know that you have made that impact on that child. And that's what we want to do for our children on an ongoing basis. And we're granting approximately 200 wishes a year. But as I said earlier, we're really only reaching 30% of those that are eligible. So if we seeing the impact that we're having on the 30% we're reaching, we need to do an awful lot more.
And it has been proven as well that it's not just about bringing a smile to their face, because it has all sorts of benefits, their health and well-being and, disposition and just, it has such a positive impact on their life.
No, and I think, over the years, I've seen that. I've seen where, we've had stories from families where, the child is really not doing very well. And that can be a stumbling block even on the process of granting the wish, that we have dates lined up for the wish and then the child has a relapse or there's a complication and we have to move. But what we have seen is that, the families say there's such positivity after a wish has been granted. And if we think about it ourselves as adults, you're hoping something will happen and it does. That gives you a lift, and that keeps you going, even if it is only for another week and you're going, yay, this is really fantastic. So can you imagine what it does for a child that just actually gets their wish fulfilled that they never thought would be fulfilled? But we actually go the extra mile, and, there's a whole journey that they go on. So it's not just a question of application, meeting with the volunteers, and then the wish is granted. There is that whole communication with the family as we're going through it.
Susan, if you can stay on the line, I just want to bring in a local man, a man from this very parish, in fact, Lee Gooch, who has reason to be thankful to Make-A-Wish, because Lee, thanks for coming in. The reason that you have to be thankful is that they helped Noah out.
They did. And good afternoon to Susan as well. Susan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good, Susan.
Good.
And thanks for looking after us so well in 2023. We'll never forget it. It was one of them things that was just unbelievable. And Noah's finished his treatment now. We just down in Crumlin a couple of weeks ago, just getting checked out and stuff, John. Right. It's Noah's birthday today. He's 9 years old. He's
Happy birthday, Noah.
Yeah, and he's doing great. He's at school now as we speak. And this is like the first year that he's having a party. Because, going through treatment and stuff, he was in and out of hospital, and it wasn't, you couldn't really...
For a long time. For, how long were you chatting here?
So Noah was 2024? He was diagnosed January 21 when he was 5, is he? So it was a long road.
Wow.
So just at the back end of last year, We finished the treatment and stuff, and then down in Crumlin a couple of weeks ago, and just to make sure everything's not too bad, But
So tell us now about Make-A-Wish. What did they do? What did Noah? What was Noah's
well, you see,
wish?
as you know yourself, that leukemia thing, it's a long journey. It's a few years and stuff, and up and down to Dublin, it's quite a long journey. Susan, I don't know, you probably did it at some stage, Susan, but do you know it's about 3.5 hours, and maybe in abundance or whatever, it could be a wee bit longer from time to time.
A sick child.
Yeah, so constantly, and thank God there's television and these things, TVs and stuff. So we used to be watching, one of the things was Toy Story, and I played You Got a Friend of Me this morning because I just love the words in it, and it just strikes a chord with us as a family. And Toy Story was Noah's go-to movie, just to lose yourself, and with all the sickness and treatments and chemos and all of that. So Toy Story was just the thing, right? So it was always Disney that he was always into. And probably at some stage or another, Claire would be my wife. Claire would give you the steer on it better. But Make-A-Wish team, we would have linked in with Claire, down at treatments down in Crumlin, and says, look, we're here and we'd like to do something possibly down the line for we know. And there was COVID that time and stuff, and a lot of restrictions and that. But so we always had the forms in the kitchen, as we all do with all the other paperwork, house administration. And when you're caught in that world of treatment and cancer and chemos and steroids and appointments and just keeping your life going and looking after siblings and your well-being and stuff, that was parked always on you would always get the gentle reminder, did you get a chance to look at that yet? No. And then there was a wee window when we says, right, come on,
let's go back to him.
So then you tell the story, like Susan was saying, you tell the story and tell him about Noah and there's all the wee things that he likes and stuff. And Buzz and Woody and all of them characters always came up and stuff. And you try to find out, ask Noah all the questions and stuff. So it was like the kind of Disney thing, Toy Story and stuff. So there was a great opportunity that Make-A-Wish gave us. It was unbelievable. It's something that you couldn't do yourself. You would never allow yourself probably the time as a family to do it. And then you have the finance and the logistics of it all, and especially when you're going through treatment and stuff, and you're still dying to know what we did, John.
Exactly, I am.
You're looking at
please tell us. Yeah.
And Susan, you probably don't know, but so we went to this wonderful place in England. It was called, you might correct me if I pronounce it wrong, Susan, it was Horcross Hall. And it's something I had to Google it last night again. It's not too far away from Birmingham, maybe an hour or so, or maybe 40 minutes or so. But it's the most loveliest place. It's like, if you think of Downton Abbey, it's like one of those big old mansions, like something you would just... Grandiose, very posh, right? And lovely big gardens in the countryside. And it's like... you kind of drive up in the bus and you drive up and you're gobsmacked at it, But our wish was to have a sort of Disney experience with Woodies and stuff and all of that. So they transformed Horcross Hall, and there was other families in Ireland there that travelled over as well
for this experience,
for this 2-day experience, and it was like from
a Toy Story experience.
Well, it was a Disney, and it it was Disney, like it was Disney, the proper stuff, just out of this world type of thing, and from the get go, all the. Do you know when you're trying to get away normally without any chemo medicines and drugs and stuff and accoutrements and all of that, and to make your way with a sick child through airports from the moment you arrived in the airport, everything was taken care of. It's like, boom, relax now. And all the staff are wearing the wee Mickey Mouse ears and stuff, and all of this. And it's all just like
finer things
fast tracked through the airport. Well, yourself with sick and trying to get through. Taking liquids through and medicines through, and they're thinking, oh God, it's all taken care of. And it was like, so blissful. And then just to meet up with other families and to, to share your wee stories, and you'd be talking, and we all have something in common.
So he had a great time. You all had a great time.
We had a great, and see, it's always the siblings on the journey as well, because Noah would always get the attention. And you, Susan, you brought it up as well. It's like the siblings. It's like, you just need to do, I know this is not normal stuff getting to there, but just to get the break as well as us as a family, it brought us together, and you can park all that stuff that's going on this last couple of years. It was just really, really special. And now, there's so many fond memories you could take of them 2 days, but it was just brilliant,
There you are. Susan, it must give you, bring great happiness to you to be able to sit and listen to a great story like that. But you're used to stories that get, feedback such as that.
But it's still, do you know something? It just still puts a big smile on your face, because we want to do the best that we possibly can. And, we call them our children because they really, every single one of our children is special. So to hear a parent speak about in such excitement in relation to that experience, that just, it just lights us up and makes us want to do more and more.
Lee was chatting there about the Walt Disney Company. They've also been very good to you this year in that they're going to match fund. Is that correct?
Yes. So tomorrow is sort of the big donation day. So there is a, am I allowed to say the other radio station?
Yes, fire away, yes.
So there's News Talk are partnered with us in relation to Donation Day tomorrow. So Walt Disney have actually come on board and sponsored, so it's €30,000. Wow. So to be match funding up to that level. So we have a big target to beat now tomorrow. So we're going to do it. Everybody needs to keep their fingers crossed the weather stays good so that all our collectors stay dry and people actually give. But absolutely. Looking forward to it. And
the more you raise, the better, because it's going to be matched by the Walt Disney Company. So that is great. So if you see a bucket tomorrow, if you're in and out of Duns, then please feel free to contribute or go to the website as well. There's a GoFundMe page attached to the website.
That's right. On makeawish.ie, if you go in there, then we have the finance team watching the website on a continual basis, waiting for donations. So.
Okay, brilliant. Susan, thanks for joining us. And good luck tomorrow. I know the big focus is on tomorrow. It's been a week really of awareness and fundraising, but the big focus is tomorrow. So thanks a million for having a chat with us. Appreciate it.
No problem. And happy birthday to Noah again.
Thanks, Susan. Thanks for having me.
What a day to choose.
It was great. And thanks for having us on, John. It was great. Especially it's on his birthday and he's making the first Holy Communion now in May as well. So he's gotten so big. When you look back then 3 years ago, he's changed so much, which is good.
And there were some tough times, a lot of tough times and some dark times.
But John, there's so many, we're lucky now we're on the other side of it, but there's so many families, go through tougher things, and we're always cautious of that. I'm chatting about my own son now, but there's situations there a lot worse, and there's families out there at the minute, going through what we're going through, so.
Okay, well, great to hear the story. Thanks, Susan.
Thanks a million. Bye.
Get with the best. Virgin Media.